Hello YouTube fans, here again. Now you're probably wondering what I'm doing. I've got a few days off, so I figured why not do some more vids. And now what I'm going to be doing is a step up from the other two, that being Man Myself, Seven. That's right, Man Myself, Seven. I've got to admit it's a step up, but at this point I feel like I'm watching a fucking sci-fi film. Say it again, I feel like I'm watching a sci-fi film. Because of the unpossess of Man Myself 5 and Man Myself 6, they didn't make any more for a while. They did not make any for a while, but they decided what the hell, let's make another one, because in all fairness, the early 90s, there was a lot of erotic films. So, I mean, they did a lot of erotic films in the early 90s, so they decided, what the hell, 1993, let's bring back Man Myself. And they decided, because the other two were not successful without Sylvia Tistel, they decided to bring her back. They decided to bring her back as Man Myself. But to be open and honest, is she Man Myself in this? Is she Man Myself? Because number one, they do call her by a name, Man Myself, but let's all remember number four. Right, let's go back to 1983 and let's go back to the time she had a body lift. Right, she had a body lift. So if people thought that was over the top, in this, it comes back as Man Myself, the original Man Myself by Sylvia Tistel. And it's more to do with this other woman that's there and this new at Benson, where you have these tasks and it makes you have a sexual excitement. It's just like an interesting story, even though it's science fiction. It's a weird story because it's like, when you think about it, some of these sex toys, some of the things people use nowadays to have a bit of fun, it just feels a bit science fiction though, even though this was like, this come out in 1993, before you have the technology you have nowadays. So I thought it was interesting, but science fiction. I mean, science fiction, it's sort of like in the future, and they've got this new sex fencing where you plug it into your eyes, but you're all covered up with leather, and you can basically have it off. You can go to different countries, meet beautiful women, and basically have intercourse. But it's just sci-fi. This was the era when Sylvia Tistel did Man Myself Seven, and to me it was fucking sci-fi. It was sci-fi. I do know they did the TV series a couple of years after, about the early 2000s, and to me it's just a remake of this Man Myself Seven. It's a remake. So you've got this one woman in it all the way through the story anyway, right? And she's gone about to die. Who took advantage of her in a meat factory. And funny thing is, this guy's a porn actor. He's been in a lot of Italian porn, hard and soft. And so you've got Sylvia Tistel anyway as Man Myself, right? And this boy, I just feel it's a bit arty, a bit farty, a bit sci-fi. It's like funny bits in it. And you've got this humorous penis flying about all the way through the film. Excuse the noise, someone sneezing. But yeah, you've got this penis, it looks like a cartoon, animated, flying about. That bit, I couldn't even see a straight face. You've got this beautiful blonde in it. He wants to be like Marilyn Monroe. Really good figure on, a nice pair of boobs. And there's a bit, if you remember the Marilyn Monroe film where the skirt goes up and it's got Marilyn Monroe, there's a funny bit in it where at all she's got no knickers on. She's split up with her boyfriend, so there's a little bit of basic instincts there. And she talks in the boobs and so on. So this has to be one of the most raunchiest of the Man Myself films. Has to be the raunchiest of the Man Myself films. It's definitely raunchy. It's definitely a very raunchy one, and one of the ones I feel is more uncensored, unlike the other Man Myself films. But you can definitely tell at this point that Sylvia Tistel was just tossing in. Apart from rubbing some sweat on me, it's a hot day today. But yeah, you can definitely tell she was tossing it in with the name Man Myself at that point when she did Man Myself Seven. But I say it's a step up because there's a lot of bonking in it. Story wise, it's well over the top. It's definitely science fiction. I mean, there's a lot of bonking in it. There's a bit with Man Myself, it's that a laughable scene. There's a bit in it where she's dressed up looking like a nun. I'm not making this up, she's looking like a fucking nun. So it's definitely the raunchiest one. I do like the opening of Man Myself Seven. If you remember the original poster of Man Myself, the original iconic poster, it was taken off the book, where you see an apple and you see a snake coming out of an apple, right? Well, that logo was used a lot in the early Man Myself trailers. It was used in books and everything. So when it opens up, you do get that original logo, what was used in the first Man Myself film. I think it was used in the first and second Man Myself film. So they sort of used it in this one, Man Myself 7. I do know it had a few different cycles in it, you know, Man Myself in F, The Man Myself, and then they got it Man Myself 7. They even got it Virtuality Man Myself. I don't like that idea because it's definitely science fiction. You've got people with leather on, and they basically just want to have intercourse, so they wear a lot of leather so they can do it basically. So they can basically do it. There's a bit in it where you've got a couple and they want to make out and they're there putting all the leather on and you're thinking, oh fuck it, let's do it for real. So basically that's just for bonking. Even I'm watching it thinking, why are you going for all this shit when you're next to one another? You know what I mean? It's like a mobile. If you're far out and you fancy a chickie with your girlfriend, then do all that leathery stuff. But if you're next to your girlfriend, why go for all that? So there's definitely a lot of bonking in this. It's definitely a lot warrantier than number 5, number 6. I think at this point they knew straight away that the bonking was ready to go rather than go for all this story. Because all fair said and done, right? All fair said and done. Number 5 and number 6 didn't really have a story to it. It didn't know what it wanted to be. It didn't know whether it wanted to be a political film, whether it wanted to be an adventure film, whether it wanted to be a fucking action film. It didn't know what it wanted to be. Number 6 feel the same. And see, with this one, it knew where it wanted to go. I mean, they've got that blonde, very sexy, short blonde hair, nice tits, nice ass, doesn't wear any knickers. There's a bit of bonk in there with some guy who has a fancy for her. Definitely allowed. Um, and if you ever remember the actress in Man Myself 2, there's a bit in Man Myself 2 where this woman had a bit of a lesbian scene with Silver Tistel. It's more her story. It feels like it's more her story. You know what I mean? To me, it's this guy on the way and he's far out and he just still has the fancies for her. It ends where he's making a speech. She's underneath the table. Does I say what she's doing? He gets excited. I think it's paid for laughs at that bit. The bonking's laughable. Even I'm laughing my ass off. The bit where Silver Tistel takes a mask off. You've got the ideas he's wearing leather. Was it real? Was it not? She says, that's all for now. You got them virtuality-defying fucking penises again. End of fucking movie. But I can't rant on it because, you know, it knew what it wanted to be. It was just basically just, to me, just a time waste. I felt it was a time waste. Yeah, the bonking's nice. It's not too hardcore, but it definitely was pretty warmth. You know, at this time, you had films like Basic Instinct. You had Madonna the same year appeared in Body of Evidence. This, on the other hand, it was that era when they was making a lot of erotic, raunchy films, and in all fairness, Man Myself 7 definitely is raunchy. It's definitely uncensored. You got one guy who's not good looking and he wants to tie it out. He's got the virtuality thing on and he gets a slap in the face, so they make him look good looking. And the girl lickety umped him to the point that the poor guy looks like he's gonna have a fucking heart attack. Thought that's like laughable. The bit where the woman's trying it on. But if you remember the actress in Man Myself 2, like I say, bit of lesbian scene. She's in this as a different character. And it's more her story, so it never really felt like Silver Tistel was the star. She's there. To be fair, she's there, but it just didn't feel like she was the star of the film. But compared to 5, compared to 6, it is more pericable. If you're going into it for bonking, you're definitely going to get a lot of bonking in it. There's a lot of lesbian scenes, there's a lot of bonking in it. I'm not going to say because I want to get blocked from YouTube, but Man Myself 7, I would say it's a step up from 5 and 6. I'll say it's a step up. They didn't make any more after that. They did this TV series. If people think this is sci-fi, try the TV series. It's also had Silver Tistel in it. But to me, this had to be the last best one out of them all. The TV series, I watched a few episodes. It's not bad, but it's not great. Other than that, that's the last of the Man Myself films. I might one day talk about Black Man Myself. Go a bit down to earth again. But until then, I'll probably talk about more things, more films, and more things on the way. Until then, have a nice one. I'm going to have a couple of weeks off from work. Until then, I'll see you soon.